Hello, and welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Layla, and for today's video, I want to check in on my progress on the goals that I set by the time I turn 40. I'm officially 1 year into my 30s, and around this time last year, I created a video called The Goals That I Want to Reach by the Time I Turn 40, and I am doing a 1 year check-in of those goals that I set. This is probably something that I will do every year until I turn 40. Is that not weird to think that I could potentially still be on YouTube 10 years from now and I'll be 41? Are y'all gonna still be watching me? That's just mind-blowing to think about. Just to even think about being 40 is that's not old or anything, but that sounds crazy compared to 30, I will say. But anyways, yes, as I was saying, I'll probably do this on a yearly basis. This was also requested by Liz or Elizabeth. Her name will say Libby, but her name's Elizabeth. I know that. So she had left a comment on that video of mine saying hey, you should do a check-in on this because it came back up on my feed, and I think that's a great idea. Somebody else I want to shout out is, I think it's Alicia or Alessia, I'm not sure how to pronounce her name, but on my other channel, my lifestyle channel, she went back and watched one of my videos that I filmed back in 2015, 2016, where I set my goals for 2016. And in that video, I had said, I want to be self-employed. I don't like somebody working over me. I want to be my own boss. I want to be self-employed, blah, blah, blah. I can link that video down below, but she commented on that, and obviously it showed up on my comments. So I went back and watched that, and I really appreciate that she did that, because I don't really go back and watch videos of mine, my old videos, especially that old, from 2016, 2015. So that was really cool to see, and I just appreciated her calling that out and being proud of me, basically, because yes, it was cool to say that and now realize that I was living what I wanted from the goals that I set in that video, even though some things are a little bit different. Because in that video I was I want a Tesla and I want a big house, and I don't think I want a Tesla. I don't want a big house. I actually want a small house with more land, that sort of thing. So so yeah, obviously things are going to change over 8 years, 9 years, but it is cool to see how when you set goals and you actually work toward them, you can achieve them. And it's also just cool to kind of speak that into existence and make it happen. I'm gonna link the original video in the description box. I've already been quite chatty at the beginning of this video, so I'm gonna try to run through everything fairly quickly, but y'all know me, I'm pretty chatty, so I'll put timestamps. The first goal I want to achieve by the time I turn 40 is to reach CoastFI. I'm not going to explain it in this. You can go back and watch that. I also have a video all about CoastFI, so I can link that down below. As I mentioned in the original video, my number on this, I'm not too set on, I'm not too sure of. There is a calculator that I have used before, and basically I need to have 200 to 250K saved up by the time I reach the age of more specifically invested, I would say. So 200 to 250K invested in order to just coast to full retirement by the time I reach 70 without having to add any more money to my investments or contribute more money. Now, I would continue to contribute if I was able to once I reach CoastFI, but this isn't a huge deal to me. This isn't something that I'm able to accurately track right now, is what I would say. But what I can give you is how much I had invested at the age of 30 1 year ago versus what I have invested right now. So last year at the age of 30, I had about $44,000 invested across my Roth IRA, 401k, brokerage, and some crypto. And now with those same investments, basically, I have about $85,000. And that was when I, over the last year, I have made the most money I've ever made in my life. And I was also investing the most heavily. Now, going forward, that's going to slow down. So yeah, as of right now, those are the numbers I have to give to you for that one. Second goal I want to achieve by 40 is to pursue SlowFi. Again, I'm not going to explain what that is, but I would say that I'm pursuing this right now. And let me just go through the next two goals because they're related to this. Number 3 was to take an entrepreneurial sabbatical. Wanted to do that by the time I turned 40. In that video, I was saying this would probably be within the next couple of years. I did not think it was going to be this soon. I did not think 1 year ago that I would be self-employed at this point, but that's how it worked out. So, okay. So yes, I would say I am currently pursuing SlowFi. I am also currently on my entrepreneurial sabbatical, but really Is this a sabbatical? I don't know. Like, is this something where it's just temporary? I don't think so. Like, I want to be self-employed for the rest of my life, you know? So we shall see. But we're very fresh into this, so I will obviously keep y'all updated. And I kind of just said this one, but my fourth goal was to become self-employed. And yeah, so all three of those right there. I am pursuing SLOFI, I'm on my sabbatical, or have started that, and I am now self-employed. Goal number 5 was to create an annual/biannual scholarship giveaway situation. And I would say that I have already achieved this, or I am achieving this. And this is something that I just want to continue on an annual basis. So I started that in November of 2023. I did a $1,000 giveaway. And then I did that again in June this year, did another $1,000 giveaway, and then I will do that again in November, and so on and so forth. So I want to continue this, and like I always say, I hope at some point that I can increase the amount that I give away, like give away 1,000 to a couple of people. Yeah, I just do want this to grow into a bigger thing, because I feel like I had explained this in the video, so sorry, but I feel like when we're younger and when we're in school, we have these opportunities to get scholarships and stuff, but once we become an adult and enter the real world, it is harder to come across money and giveaways. So yeah, I just really want to pay it forward also in this community, because y'all have changed my life so much. So I just want to, you know, obviously help other people and change other people's life and pay it forward in that way. So yeah, I do want this to grow, and so far so good. Goal number 6 is to max out my Roth IRA every year, or any of my retirement accounts, you know, max out something. Now this one might be a little bit tough. So we're 1 year in, and I have maxed it out I maxed it out in 2023, and then I maxed it out for 2024. So far so good. Going forward, like 2025, will I max out my Roth IRA? I don't know. Will I max out my SEP IRA? I don't know. Like, it's just, at this point, now that I'm pursuing SLOFI and I'm self-employed, my saving and investing is going to slow down. And if that means, if I have to exchange investing money to be able to be self-employed, then I am going to do that. Like, I'm still investing a little bit, but that may just mean that I won't be able to max out my Roth IRA. But I could also increase my income quite a bit and be able to do that. So far, I have achieved this in my 1 year of my, being in my 30s. But we will see what 2025 looks like. Goal number 7 that I want to achieve by the time I turn 40 is to have $100,000 in cash savings. So at the age of 30, I had about $21,000 in cash if we exclude what I had saved for my student loan debt. And now at the age of 31, I have about $31,000, so $10K more than that. And again, this was my highest earning year, so I was saving a ton and investing much more, and now that's going to slow down. I will still keep this goal because I think it's something I still want to achieve, but my perspective on cash savings has changed quite a bit over the last few months. Like, I don't feel like I need to have a huge amount in cash because I would rather have it invested. Like, once you reach a point where you have enough in all of your accounts, you know, it's like you have different options. I would say I don't really feel that I need to have that amount in cash, like in my high yield savings account. It would just be nice to have, so that if something comes up where it's like, oh, that would be nice to be able to, you know, drop 20K on something real quick. Like, that is what I want it for, to just have options available to me, but I don't feel too pressured to achieve this. So I'm still going to aim for it, but I would need to increase my savings rate if I want to achieve this by 40. But 31,000 isn't too bad. Goal number 8 is to buy a house or a property to put on Airbnb or something. This is another one that I'm just not sure about. I know that, so I haven't achieved this in my first year of my 30s. It's still something I would like to achieve by 40, but not something that I would be like super upset about. At this point, buying a house is just not on my horizon, definitely not in the next few years, because it is really difficult. And now that I am self-employed, there's no, when you go to buy a house, it's much easier to get a house when you have a actual W-2 job, not when you're self-employed. I know that you have to have like 3 years plus of history, and I would need to increase my income to be able to qualify for things. And obviously at some point, like when my boyfriend and I get married, we can go into things together, but it's just like, it's not on the brain right now. Like, yeah, that would be nice if I had way more money to do that with, but it's just, with these interest rates, with this housing market, I don't even see it right now. Goal number 9 is to reach a $1 million net worth. As I said in my original video, this is a bit of a stretch for me, but a goal that I'm going to keep in there because that would be amazing. So at the age of 30, my net worth was about $65,700. And then now, as of today, my net worth is about $116,000. So I am barely 1/10 of the way to achieving this goal. So would this still be possible? Yes. Like, could I increase another 100K every year and get to 1 million? Yes. I also, if I have like 200K invested or 300K invested, my money's going to grow much easier. But because my life has changed, it's not that simple and straightforward. Like, yes, getting to your first 100K is the hardest, as they say, and then after that your money like goes crazy, right? But that's not necessarily true if your life really changes as well. As I keep saying, I'm investing less, I'm saving less, so it's just gonna take a little bit more effort to get to 1 million. But everything's just so unknown at this point, so we're just gonna take it month by month, year by year. And then my 10th and final goal is to fly first class at some point to somewhere, and I have not done that in my first year of my 30s. I still think this is something that I will definitely do by the time I turn 40, maybe somewhere going to, if I recall correctly, somebody left a comment like, look at first class going to Europe because that's usually more affordable. It would definitely be on an international flight, something that's going to take longer, so it's worth spending that money. But at the same time, I'm fine with flying economy, and I'm just very grateful to be able to travel in general. That's something that my boyfriend and I really enjoy, and I would rather spend money on traveling to more places than having to spend it on buying a first class ticket. So I'll definitely weigh my options and see what that looks like when the time actually comes. But there's so many places that we want to go to, so yeah, I'm excited just in general for travel in my 30s. But yeah, that's an update on my progress of the 10 goals that I want to achieve by the time I turn 40. As of right now, I don't think there's anything new that I would add into that. I think really, if I were to add anything, it's going to be more on the personal side of goal setting, like just being really healthy and getting to my healthiest point, things like that. But finance-wise, I think I'm good with these 10 goals, and I kind of just want to maintain what I've built as far as pursuing SoFi and self-employment. So far, so good, and I am excited for what's to come. But thank you all so much for watching. Please give this video a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in my next video.